Hello developers, hope you are excited for the part 2 of this tutorial, and today we are going to develop the remaining UI widgets and individual items API to be integrated for the visual appearance of the entire food delivery app. So without wasting time, let's dive into it. First of all, I am just focusing on this bestseller widget. So let's make it the widget of image with size, height and width 72, right? So let me check. So I already gave us a bestseller item, which is a recommended item. So I just mismatch, you can just rename it recommended item, and this is the bestseller item. To write the UI, we need to use composable function bestseller item. What it has a single image, so I just wrap it with the box for the clip counting. Image of size, height 108 dp and width, let's say 72. It is height. Okay, I just give here a, so I just give a width 72 dp. Fine, for now it's not needed. We can use preview annotation for side-by-side view of our UI. For the image, I just give painter resource all dot drawable dot for example burger, right? For image, we need a mandatory parameter as content description as null, and I just give the fill max size to match the size of the box. Just remove the preview here. Modifier dot fill max size, and here you can see there is a corner clip, so which is nearby 20. I just corner this by a rough clip. Clip means it has a cutting of rounded corner shape of 20, and you can see some spaces are top and bottom, right? So this can be eliminated with the use of scaling. I just use content parameter scale, content scale dot fill bounds. Fine. What else is there? There is some text fields are there. So how would this text field be wrapped within the box? So just think of this. It is a text field wrapped inside the box. Let's say price of $100. So boxes could be some padding surround the text like 5 dp. With background color resource orange, color dot orange base with some rounded corner shape 20 dp, and the font modifier, this is second parameter, font color dot white, right? So again some thought process how to be, let me see, font size, let's be 10 sp, font size must be in sp. So let's have some thought process how we going to align to this bottom, right? So for this I am going to use content alignment dot bottom end, cool. And we going to give padding before giving the color, so I give padding of bottom 5 dp. Yeah, hope it's better. Now this widget is fine. And what else is there? We can just going to fit in on our main screen. Main screen la after bestsellers we are going to use this row, right? It's a row of items, horizontal arrangement of items. So bestseller item, for now I just give 10, but after API integration it's gonna be a different set of items. Horizontal arrangement, I give little bit space, spaced by 16 dp. And here's some tricks there. We can give the scrolling effect, right? For this I'm going to use horizontal scroll, remember scroll state. So now it can be scrollable item. The similar is recommended widget is there. Recommended with modifier of padding top, let's say 10 dp. Fine. Now what else is missing? This view all button.
It's 9:15.
Offer widget, right? So for the view all button, we are going to use row, and also the same text here. View all. Let me check the size as 12. Color as orange base. And alignment is top and bottom, right? We need a vertically center. So first parameter is modifier, vertical alignment, align center vertically. Now the final part is we need to move towards the right. So I just add a spacing, spacer. To stretch towards out of the space. Fine. What else is there? This line. So after bestsellers, there's one line is there. So for the line also, I'm going to use spacer, height of 1 dp for the line, fill max width, size, and background color, FF for 100%, and this export. It's fine, right? Padding top 10 dp. Cool. And these items all are in same, but not look good, right? So I just going to change that fields also. Snacks icon. I'm going to use a list of items. Val items equal to val list of, what is this? Snacks, meal, vegan, dessert, drinks. So for this, I'm just going to create some data class here. Data class. Why data class? Because we are going to use a combination of image and text to represent a single item. So food item. Data class must be in capital letter, capital case, first letter. Val image, int, val title. It's a string. And we can also add an annotation of drawable res for an image. It's completely optional parameter. We'll check how it works. Yeah, snacks. We are going to use the list of item. It has contains r dot drawable dot snacks meal vegan dessert drinks. You can import from the Figma itself. I already imported for a time constraint. Vegan dessert drinks. Just pause this list of items here. So I just use items dot for each and pass the item. When we use option enter or alt enter, it's going to input here. And I am going to use the item dot image, item dot text. That is title. Yeah. So we don't need this. It got depreciated. Now you can see all these items are in good positions. Fine. Give little bit space here. Padding. Start 5 dB. Top 5 dB. Yeah, it's look good. What else is there? This offer widget. Finally, we are going to use this offer widget. Let's have some thought process. It's a widget which is a row, contains 2 text, column of 2 text and 1 image, taking the width of half of. So let's add a preview offers widget, composable function offers widget contains a row. First row has column of text, second has image. Both are 50%. Okay, for this image I am going to use pizza. Default parameter of image must be in content description, and this text is experience our new dish with 16, 30% of 32. Same parameter is modifier, font size 16, SP 30% off. Modifier, font size 32. Color dot white, color dot white. Yeah, we need to give the color of, let's say the size of this is 120. Let me use some 130. Color dot no color. It's from color resource, right? That's orange base we are going to use. And what else is there? Rounded corner shape of 20. It has a curved corner. And I just going to give 50%. So weight of 0.5. So it also have the 50%, right? So we are going to use some modifier. Weight of 50% and content scale to elaborate this. fill max size. Oh, after giving 50%, we need to use fill max size. And give some content scale of fill bounds. Yeah. Let me also clip this entire row because the image got its space, right? Clip of rounded corner shape 20 dp. Fine. And you can give some padding. Start 16 dp, top 16 dp. Cool. The font will be in font weight. We can give us bold. Yeah, this widget is ready. We are going to use this widget in our home screen. Where this widget is placed above the recommended. Okay. You can give top and bottom padding little bit. Okay. 20 is fine, I hope. Yeah. Now I made the API for this with some cool images and the title subtitle of the each product. This will be help in building the UI for bestsellers, recommended widget, and the offer widget in advertise. So let's integrate this with for real world applications. For this, I am just going to my Android Studio, create a new package, create a package for service. I am going to use a retrofit for API integration. For this, I am going to create a Kotlin class file object with retrofit helper. Okay. We need to input few items. For this, I am going to build.gradle of app, my app folder, and going to the toml file. Few things we are going to import here. Android retrofit with the group of Android com.squareup.retrofit to name equal to retrofit, version equal to 2.7.0. Similarly, it's for JSON, converter JSON, because we are going to use a JSON format file, right? So JSON, also some coil compose for using online image URL into image functions. IO dot coil getting name coil compose, version 2.5.0. So let me sync this project, and we are going to use these and all in here after syncing of this project. Yeah. Implementation, lips, Android retrofit, .json, converter JSON. These names come from here. Android converter JSON. Android converter JSON. Fine. What else is the implementation? Coil compose. Lips coil compose. Let me sync the project. You can see the import is successful, and we are going to use in our project. So for this, I'm going to use val base URL base URL in the sense this is the base URL. And where get instance of the file. So instance of
It's 9:30.
retrofit. Well, it's not, it's a function. Can import the retrofit. Once we use imported correctly, it get imported automatically. Then retrofit helper dot builder retrofit dot builder. We use some base URL, my base URL, add converter factory JSON. Okay, it's not imported. We need to import retrofit to converter JSON converter factory. So JSON converter factory dot create. It is helpful for parsing our JSON object. And we just give build here. Now we got our instance, and the next part is we need to parse our endpoint here. For this, I am going to use my interface with API service. Here I give get function with slash menu as my endpoint, right? This is our endpoint slash menu. So I am going to use this function get home data. Since it's an interface, I just going to use suspend function. Now this is our hard part of this presentation. So we are going to use this create our data class. So for this, I am going to create data class to parse all the data. So be careful while creating this data class. Put home data. This should be a data class with these parameters. So what and all is there? Status base image URL data. So we need to carefully use the same text here. Val status string val base image URL. Is it? No, base image URL string val data. So it itself is an object, right? So data, it has some restaurant. Restaurant data. So data class restaurant data, it has the key restaurant with all the items. Well, restaurant rest data. For each restaurant we have some rest data, right? So each rest data contains ID, name, rating, cuisine, measure. So I just give ID. ID is a integer. Name, rating, cuisine, means URL, delivery time. Rating must be a float or int, so I just give float. The image URL or image URL, delivery time menu. You may ask why I am using question mark here. So this question mark has a null checks in Kotlin. If there is any null values there, the app got crashed. To avoid this, we are using a null check. It's a good practice. So keep using this. It has some menu. Home menu. So menu itself has 3 widgets: bestseller widget, recommended, and advertisement widget. Okay. So I'm going to use data class, home menu, val bestseller widget. It's a list of item. Home menu item. Recommended also a list of home menu item. Advertise has different set of items, so we'll check that later. Advertise item. For here I'm going to use my home menu item. It has ID, name, price, currency, image, URL, description is which. ID, name. For now just copy this. ID, name, image, URL, price, currency, description. Currency, price is int, right? Description is which. Value is which. No, is which. Boolean default value is false. It's also an handle inner check. Boolean cannot have the null values, right? Either true or false need to be added. What else? Price must be a float. It can be a float or int. So finally we have some advertisement items. It contains ID, name, tagline, image, URL, offer. ID, name, tagline, image, URL, offer. Cool. The hard part is completed. Now we are going to integrate ECL. Home data, we return the home data here while using this. So we are going to fetch the data, right? For this I'm going to create a view model. Why view model, you can ask. Most of the cases we need to handle view model. All the data logics are in view model. Service equal to, where is this? Retrofit helper dot get instance dot create API service dot class dot Java. Service is created. We are going to use the service fetching the data. Home data, val data equal to service dot get home.
It's 9:45.
It is a suspend function, right? So we need to pass a scope. So I am going to use my view model scope to launch this here. It's act as a separate lightweight thread to fetch the data in a lightweight thread operations without interrupting the main UI application. You got it. So I'm going to use here initialize the view model, private, latent where main view model, type main view model. In on create we are going to initialize model provider, this get main view model dot class. Is it fine? And also we are going to fetch data. Once the activity is created, it's automatically fetch the home page data. Okay, and we need to use this in our home page. So for this I am going to use mutable state date value, mutable state of home data, mutable state of home data. We can give null. Right. Mutable list of home data. Fine. And we are going to use this data here. Now this data can be accessed on our view, that is home main activity, and pass all the data here. So before going to this, I just add a manifest file for internet permission to use this application internet for API fetching the data. Home screen light has some best seller widget, right? So for best sellers, instead of using some random items, I'm going to use my own customized items from the API. So view model. So for this we are going to need to pass view model here. View model, main view model, view model, main view model. We can't use preview because once we pass parameter we can't use it. View model dot data dot value dot we left here. So file base URL is this, and data best sellers data. Data restaurant menu best sellers. So we are just passing the base URL and best sellers. And the parameter by option enter. And we are going to use best sellers data for each this is seller item. Sorry, we need to pass the individual item instead of the whole list, right? So I'm going to use, instead of the direct painter, we are going to use remember async image painter. once we use imported coil compose from build.build, this can be accessible. Okay, so base image URL plus my URL. Now it's fine. And bestseller item the price. We can use like this also. Cool, right? Bestseller is fine. Become for recommended. Same procedure we are going to follow here. Recommended. Recommended for each. Since it is a lazy vertical grid, we need to pass it as an item. Recommended item. I'm going to use here. Also we need to add base URL. So as a similar to this, we need to use remember async image painter URL plus item dot image URL. What else is there? Rating. What is there? Okay, this is fine. We can use this default value. And this offer widget, I am going to use a similar approach. We need to wrap inside the box. Or else it take the whole placeholder, right? Offers data for each IT, or you can give name as previous. Parameters, we can use remember basic image painter, base URL, item dot image URL, item dot description, or name, item dot tagline. No offer. You can use tagline also here. Give max lines equal to 2 to avoid discrepancy, and the overflow as text overflow. When there are more text than we expected, means it gives like dot dot dot. Before going to run our application, make sure that we enabled the internet permission correctly. So I hope it's well. And in main activity, we just give something like 24 is fine. This is also here. Yeah, hope now run our project. This is the ellipsis I'm just telling about you, right? Yeah. And we can add some fishy effect of the splash banner. So this part is completely optional. You can skip or it can watch it. So let's dive into this for offers widget. Offers widget, I'm going to use the horizontal page. And to pass the state, remember page state with the initial value should be 0. And what is page count? Offers data dot size. Okay, min of. This is the wrapped as a function. So yeah, this is also fine. We need to use this number here. But what is the size of this? That also we need to fix. $130. For now, I just fix this size as $130. No. Height as 130 dp. Fill max width. Yeah, hope it works. And for the moving animation, I just going to use launched effect with the offers data. This is when happens when we change the data. My loop true, continuously going to change the images, right? Delay like 1.5 seconds or 1500 milliseconds. We need to move the next page. Page state. These are I use a separate variable. Page state dot current page plus 1 divide by offers data dot size. Okay, it after the end of this end page and goes to the loop and start from the first page. I just start animate to scroll page, next page. Yeah, we'll see how it works. It's damn cool, right? Yeah, this is for our tutorial on UI part. Next part we are going to use navigation and Firebase integration with login screens. Yeah, hope you love this tutorial. Keep subscribe and thank you.